I'm just so glad that we had Bengals-Rams in the Super Bowl.
Are you?
Like the way I am. Yes, I am.
That's a full circle moment.
Listen,
that's a 180.
I'm telling you, it was a blessing. I'm telling you, you know what it was? It was a blessing. It was a blessing to see them both play. It was a blessing for me to be able to spend some time with the Bengals so I could just kind of get like
some insight. Yeah.
Some appreciation and insight as to what makes them tick. And to this day, now I've covered a lot of Super Bowls. I'm not on the Peter King level where he covered like his 38th Super Bowl yesterday, whatever. I've covered a lot of Super Bowls, and I can tell you, even though they lost this game, and this is not the reason they lost, they're still, of all the Super Bowl teams I've seen, they're the most chill team I've ever seen. Leading up to a Super Bowl, day of game, day before game, 2 days before game. I have never seen a team so in control, so relaxed, so in the moment of understanding this is a big deal. They were excited, and they're excited, taking pictures and all that stuff. But they were in the moment thinking this is cool, but also confident that they belong. And I didn't see that from a lot of the Patriots teams that I saw. I mean, it's just like, I think part of it is, Mike, they're just so young. They're so young, and a lot of these guys have had success throughout their lives. They're so young that
that's all they know.
Really,
all they know is winning.
A lot of them haven't experienced like flat out heartbreak. Heartbreak for many of them was last night. Like Joe Burrow, champion. Jamar Chase,
T. Higgins.
Sam Hubbard, champion.
Yeah.
Von Bell, champion.
Yeah, T. Higgins won at Clemson. Like, you go down the list. But it's not just that. It's that you and people our age remember the Bungles. They don't know nothing about, well, they don't care. They weren't alive 31 years ago.
I'm not even getting to that.
No, I got you, but I'm just talking about their overall mentality. It's their accomplishments, but also them being confident. It takes you aback. If they wore another uniform, I don't know that would jump out as much to you. I think it jumps out, one, because they're young and what they've done, but also it's but everything is. But Mike, everything is in context. Everything is in context. Again, take it from me. I've been on.
But I'm telling you. But what I'm saying to you is, I'm not saying I can't believe. I'm past the I can't believe this is how the Cincinnati Bengals are. I'm saying just based on my experiences of covering championship teams, a lot of times there are some nerves, there's some hesitation. You start to doubt a little bit, even from teams who have been there before. You start to doubt, okay, what's going to happen here? But they didn't have that. It just just on a.
I will trust your observation skills. I covered 9 straight Super Bowls from 36 to 43, and then I became a studio guy. Or it's 8 straight. I think this is my 9th. I have never encountered a Super Bowl team that didn't feel like they belong there. They've all said the right things about meeting the moment and we belong here and not making it. They all say that. That's just, that every team says that every year.
Did I say not belong, or did I just say
you said not? No, you said that they had a confidence about them that they belonged here. And all I was addressing, Michael.
But it's just a chill. It's just very chill. It's chill. I don't want to belabor the point. Go ahead. I'll move off of it. Go ahead.
Well, I would just and we got to get back to Cooper Kupp. But I was just saying, part of it is what you're saying, that their pedigree. Let's call it pedigree. Joe Burrow's winning pedigree, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, all these guys in the programs that they came from. But also, what I'm saying is, the chill, relax, we belong here attitude. It can open your eyes when our perspective is jaded by the history of that franchise. Whether we realize it or not, subconsciously, many people didn't think the Bengals would get to this point and belonged here. But since they did, when you see them act like they belong here, it's like, oh, these guys are cool, these guys are chill, these guys are confident. What else are they supposed to be? We were the ones that lacked confidence in them.
No.
Okay,
it's not
fair
always
enough.
like that. I'm sorry. It's not always like that. It's not always like that with Super Bowl teams.
I've never seen a Super Bowl team that lacked confidence. They're in a Super Bowl for a reason. But while we're on the Bengals,
it's not confidence. It's more of, how about this? Maybe the word I should use is style. The style.
Oh, they got style. They definitely got that.
The style with which they approach this thing.
The way they carry themselves. They got a certain glide in their stride and dip in their hip.
Right. That's right. It's not this serious comportment, this buttoned up comportment. They just chill. They chill like, okay, let's go. When's the game? Let's go. Let's just play the game.
I think part of it is Zach Taylor. He may have learned it's the same type of culture that Sean McVay has. Before we get back to Cooper Kupp, though, while we're on the Bengals, you had said that you wanted to make one other point about Samaje Perine, I believe it was.
Yeah, I did. All right, so you've covered the NFL for a long time, so you realize this, but I think a lot of people don't, and it's one of the untold secrets. It's not scandalous, but you'd be surprised as a fan to know this, and I know owners would be very surprised to hear this, and it is sometimes if Joe Mixon's not in the game, a lot of times the head coach doesn't know that. I know owners would be shocked. Well, wait a minute. You're the head coach. Why don't you have Joe Mixon in the game? Because it's so specialized. So it is the offensive coordinator, and sometimes it's not even the offensive coordinator. Sometimes it's the position coach, especially on defense. So
you got Zach Taylor calling the plays?
He may be calling the plays, but he is not coming up with the position groups. Come in. Okay, it's 3rd and short. It's 3rd and 2. So the coordinator or the wide receivers coach or the running backs coach knows, okay, this is the sub package we have going in. This is who we have on 3rd and short. And so the head coach is not always doing that.
He's looking at the card.
And believe it or not, defensive coordinator, you say, well, dang, why wasn't this guy in the game on defense on 3rd and 6? What's the head coach? What's the D coordinator doing? Sometimes not the D coordinator. Sometimes it's like if you hired a contractor and the contractor goes to the subcontractor and the subcontractor goes to somebody else to get the job done. That's a long way of saying, I don't think Zach Taylor said.
He knew he was in the game.
I don't think he wanted it that way. I don't. I think it's either we got to criticize either Zach Taylor or Brian Callahan, their offensive coordinator. One of those guys deserves major criticism because this is what it comes down to. You've got to be flexible. You got to be flexible enough to know that certain things change depending on the situation. And I had this conversation with somebody in a different context where you're told, okay, if somebody comes up here and they got a blue badge and they're supposed to have a green badge, well, we can't let them in. But what if that person is your boss? What if that person is the president? You got to be able to understand that the situation changes. Therefore, what you usually do no longer applies. I know the Bengals usually, in the regular season, game 6, game 9, on 3rd and 1, I know they usually on 3rd and 1 go with Perine. But
that's different. Okay, well, that's different. You said two different things there. You said that they may not know who's in the game. They know exactly who's in the game because he's their pass protection back. He's their passing down back. I mean, Joe Mixon is great in the passing game as well, but Perine, they seem to have a trust factor in Perine. Zach Taylor said, I thought we could steal a first down there on that run. Give credit to Aaron Donald and Greg Gaines for making the stop, but they knew exactly what they were doing. It was just a bad decision in hindsight. Now, if he gets it, nobody's saying anything, but it was a bad decision in hindsight, and a player who, I told you going into the game, this should be a Joe Mixon game. I was like, the Rams have been good against the run in the postseason, and I said it during the week, because they can be run on in certain situations and by certain offenses. And even though they were good in the postseason against the run, I think they were 6 overall this season, I had a feeling that Joe Mixon, they got him going. This game could go to the Bengals, kind of impose their will a bit in this game. The way Joe Mixon was running, there was no reason for him not to be on the field touching the ball in that situation. That I agree with. You can't just do what you've always done. You got to say, hey, wait, Perine hasn't carried the ball all game. Mixon's cooking. Let's hand the ball to Joe Mixon here, even if it's not out of a shotgun. let's go away from a tendency, if you will.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.